Welcome to Tri-Valley Sports Final, your program for the best in local sports action. On this week's show, Damian Miles leads the way as the Granada Matadors face their crosstown rivals, the Livermore Cowboys. Brian Lynn lights it up as the Emerald Arrows take on the Antioch Panthers. And Windsor Worth leads the way as the Brave Christian Lions square off against the Quarry Lane Cougars. All that plus Emerald Antioch boys soccer and much more right here on Tri-Valley Sports Final. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. I'm Ian Bartholomew. On this week's show of boys basketball as Granada faces Livermore and Emerald takes on Antioch. We'll also have boys soccer as Emerald meets Antioch. And we'll have girls basketball and a matchup of Dublin schools as Brave Christian visits the Quarry Lane Cougars. But we start off tonight with boys basketball. And to bring us that, it's my co-host, Tim Sabrandi.
Great. Thank you, Ian. And they're the Tri-Valley's newest varsity basketball program, Emerald High School of Dublin, the Arrows, having a good inaugural season, picking up wins against Concord, Mount Diablo, Ripon, and Clear Lake. Recently, they went in search of their first league victory as they hosted the Antioch Panthers. And there you see the cheerleaders of Emerald High School getting the crowd going. And Coach Ron Palanjolanan with his squad. We'll pick up the action in the second quarter. Nikhil Pant kicks it out to Sarvesh Subaya. Knocks down to three, and Emerald has the early lead, 17-15. Now we see Subaya up top to Kyle Lee. Inside there you see the kick out, Brian Lynn. He knocks down a three-pointer, only a freshman, and Emerald extends their advantage. Now we see in transition, KJ Daniels. Subaya on the wing, looking, drives, kicks it to an Alex Lynn, cutting to the basket. And again, he's also only a freshman. He would finish with 9 points. Antioch, though, defensive stop on the other end as they get the steal and the layup in transition. But Emerald back up the floor. Although the miss would happen, there you see Brian Lynn getting the rebound and putting it back in to extend Emerald's lead. Antioch, though, other end. This would be Dwayne Fields knocking down the three. That point, the Arrows up 26-21. This time we see Fields working in the paint, gets the rebound off the miss, puts it back up for the basket. On the other end, it would be Justin Kramer with the scoop and score. And then we see Brian Lynn. He would drive, he would score, and he would be fouled. Teammates picking him up, and Emerald would be up by a touchdown at the break, 31-24. Here we see the hip-hop squad of Emerald High School. Beautiful new gym. And now we'll see the team breaking as we start the third quarter. Brian Lynn to Sarvesh Subaya. Gets the layup. Emerald now up 9, 33-24. Antioch would answer back. Kamari Rowe Sims score inside. And then we'll see Dwayne Fields again. He would drive to the basket, unimpeded to the bucket with the layup. But Emerald now breaking the press. Subaya to Brian Lynn. He's wide open inside. Emerald still up 7 at that point, 35-28. But Antioch would do a great job defensively. Here we see Dwayne Fields off the pass from Darion Blackman score and would draw the foul. Emerald, other side, the Lynns. Brian Lynn drives and misses, but he scores right there on his own follow-up. He would finish with 21 points on the night. Antioch would continue to answer, though, as you see Fields doing some work inside. And we'll finish it with this. It would be Nikhil Pant knocking down the three-point basket. And Emerald, they like that one at the third quarter break. They're up 41-40, but ultimately would end up falling 54-43. Panthers outscoring the Arrows 13-2 in the final quarter to earn the win. Arrows, meanwhile, paced by 30 combined points by Brian and Alex Lynn. So close game. Antioch still pulls away late, and but Emerald, you see some signs there, especially with so much youth.
Yeah, absolutely. No seniors on this team. They've only got 4 juniors, 7 sophomores, and then the 2 freshmen Lynn brothers. Really an impressive squad. You could see this team developing as the season's gone along. And the Lynn's, like you said, 30 points combined, 14 rebounds combined. Pretty good duel.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, no seniors not only on this team, but in the whole school. So you're playing with freshmen, sophomore, juniors at an inherent disadvantage, but I expect them to be more competitive than the Valley Athletic League next year.
And that's going to do it for Emerald. Up next, we'll have action from the EBAL as Granada takes on Livermore. Plus, a little bit later, we'll see the Emerald boys soccer team as they face Antioch. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. Boys basketball bragging rights in Livermore were on the line recently as the Granada Matadors hosted Livermore Cowboys. The Matadors came into this game with an overall record of 17-7. Cowboys, meanwhile, entered with a mark of 17-8. We go out to Granada, where it would be senior night. Damian Miles being honored, along with Cordell Taylor and 6 other seniors. There they are with their teammates and their coaching staff. We picked this up in the first quarter. 3 of those seniors connect right away. Yuval Kringle to Taylor, inside to Miles for the layup. Livermore answers. C.T. Harper to super sophomore Amari Chandler for 3. Moments later, Chandler does it again with the pull-up jumper. At the end of a low-scoring first quarter, Livermore leads 5-4. Second quarter would be a different story. Q Johnson Jr. buries the 3. Now Johnson does it again. He gives to Ethan Mitchell. Back to Johnson for the triple. This time Johnson passes to Jacob Green underneath of Mitchell, who lays it in. That puts the Matadors up 12-7. More Granada. Johnson to Taylor, who drives and banks it in, drawing a foul for a 3-point play. Livermore battles back as Dylan Wary drives and scores. Then Amari Chandler passes to Ryder Shaw Welch for 3. And this time, Shaw Welch dishes to C.T. Harper. Matadors maintain their lead though, as Q Johnson hits his 3rd 3-pointer of the first half. Then the Livermore jumper is short. Brandon Haw rebounds and outlets to Damian Miles for the bucket. Mats lead 22-13. Miles had 18 points. And just before halftime, Miles passes cross court to Taylor, who drives for the jam. At the break, Granada leads 28-16. During the intermission, the Matador dance team entertains. We move ahead now to the third quarter. Cowboy fans fired up, and their team would respond. 3-pointers off the mark, but Wary grabs the loose ball and scores. Now Amari Chandler goes to work. He drives, banks it in, and is fouled for a 3-point play. Granada answers. Q Johnson pulls up and drills his 4th 3-pointer of the game. He finished with 15 points. Cowboys continue to battle. Chandler underneath to Caden Kinney. That cuts the lead to 12. But the Matadors would go on a run of their own. Johnson to Hahn, who drives, scores, and draws the foul. Now Granada shows some good ball movement as they work it around to Hahn, who gets the 3 to drop. The lead grows to 20, 43-23. Fourth quarter now. Matadors up 15 when C.T. Harper feeds Chandler for the corner 3. Moments later, Chandler does it again as he drives and buries the lean-in. He finished with 28 points, 23 of those in the second half. Now, Harper feeds Wary for another 3. He finished with 9 points. That cuts the lead to 8. But down the stretch, the Matadors continue to score. Here, Hahn muscles in 2 of his 18. Teams shake hands afterwards as Granada holds on to defeat Livermore 64-56. There you see the final score as the Matadors go on to the victory. Afterwards, several of Granada's key players said it was a big win for the team.
It felt great, but we know we have to stay composed the whole time. Like, we didn't want to get too emotional for the game. Like, we know it's a big game, we know it's a rivalry game, but we want to play like Granada, and we play like Granada today. It's amazing. I feel great right now. There's a lot of backstory, a lot of talking before the game, and it filled me for the game. So I kept that as fuel. I used it as fuel, and I used it to tonight's game.
We just wanted to win. Like, we didn't want to lose to a team across town and stuff. And yeah, we just wanted to win. We played hard. We feel very good. We got dunks and stuff. We got stops and stuff. And yeah, I'm kind of sad, but like I'm kind of happy too because like I work hard for this, and yeah, I just wanted to go out with a bang and stuff.
This is 4 out of 4. This is my last one, so I mean I'm just super excited. We got to get a win. I don't think I lost it in basketball, but yeah. So I'm just super excited to get to win at home with all the whole city watching basically. So I mean, yeah, I'm proud of my guys. Proud of my young guys came in after the seniors had their little starters and stuff, but for sure happy for the win. I've been with Q for a long time. Even before high school, I played on his AAU team. I went to middle school with his younger one. So, I mean, it's just so surreal seeing all the people I know grow up, get older, even me myself. Like, it's just pretty cool.
So Granada earns the win. Both teams are now playing in the NCS Division I playoffs, and we'll see them again on next week's show.
Yeah, what a great atmosphere out there. That, you know, packed house. Granada jumps out to that big lead. Livermore, nice job battling back, but some balanced scoring by the Matadors. And Hahn in particular, both inside and outside, he's just such a threat.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to go from basketball. We're going to go now to soccer, back to Emerald High School, as we see the Arrows hosting the Antioch Panthers. And there's head coach Joe Chu in his 3rd season at the helm. And here we see the Arrows early on trying to attack, or Antioch trying to attack, but there's Isaac Lee scooping it up. Now we see Emerald counterattack, Tyler Chu. This one over the goal. Emerald would continue to attack. This time it would be Carmon Both, but covered up by the goalie. And Emerald would do a good job continuing to counter. This time we see some good defense and the save by Isaac Lee. Now we're gonna see more good defense as Lee, look at that, he blocks it from his position in the field and gets it out. Now we see more defense, getting the stop right there as that shot would end up going wide. Emerald on the offensive on this point as the shot by Aryaman Majunder scooped up by the Antioch goalie. Now we see Tyler Chu, one of their better scoring chances of the night, just off to the side of the goal. Emerald on defense, Isaac Lee coming out of the net, and he ended up challenging Gio Chavez and gets the save. And here we're gonna see another save by Lee, gets his hand on it and scoops it up. Some good passing by Emerald, middle of the field, Brandon Cho. That one a little high and wide. And on the other end, it would be, you guessed it, Lee again with the save. So good first half for the Arrows. They're knotted up at 0-0, and there you see Coach Chu talking to his squad. And the Emerald defense playing a pivotal role all night. That one cleared out by Braden Cho. But Antioch would take advantage of a free kick right here. Excellent shot. Gio Chavez nails it into the back of the net, and Antioch would be the first ones on the board. And that would give the Panthers some momentum. They would continue to attack. You know, but there you see Isaac Lee scooping it up, trying to stop that counter attack. And it would again be Lee. This time, look at the leaping save off the shot from Chavez. Emerald doing what it can now to try to equalize things. Vaheen Moonla taking the shot, but that one would be saved And Antioch would go on to win this one by a score of 3-0. You see it right there, and Panthers scored 2 goals in the final 20 minutes to pull away, but really good effort by Emerald to keep this match close. And again, 0-0 at the half, and great job by Isaac Lee in goal.
Yeah, outstanding job by the defense, and particularly Lee. He was just spectacular in this game. But Emerald had a couple of shots, a couple of scoring opportunities, but just couldn't convert. But still a good game and a close one. The score really wasn't indicative of how it went.
Yeah, I know you can see that as evidenced by the tie score at half and some of those scoring chances. And again, another program, no seniors. So I think next year, and Coach Chu, one of the original coaches that's been there all 3 years, so he's really trying to build something up.
And that's going to do it for soccer. Up next, we're going to go back to basketball, where we'll see one of the state's leading scorers in action, freshman Windsor Worth of Brave Christian, and her teammates taking on the Quarry Lane Cougars. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. It promised to be an exciting girls basketball game as 2 Bay County League rivals from Dublin recently squared off. Brave Christian, featuring one of the state's leading scorers and freshman Windsor Worth, averaging over 31 points a game, going on the road to face the Quarry Lane Cougars. Quarry Lane won the first meeting between the two schools earlier this season in overtime, so the Lions were looking to even the score. And we go out to Quarry Lane in Dublin. Brave Christian head coach Chris Gomez talking to his team, while the Cougars, led by head coach Patrick Cottrell, break their huddle, pick it up in the first half. Rather, second half, Paige Biggie to Windsor Worth, who buries the jumper. Moments later, Worth picks the ball up. She again pushes it up court, weaving her way through the defense and nailing the shot. Cougars respond. Annie Zhang hits a jumper at the buzzer. At the end of 3, Brave Christian leads 36-32. Zhang finished with 12 points. Coach Gomez talks to his team between quarters. Lions look to extend their lead. Worth leads the break. Her shot's no good, but Caden Coloma grabs the rebound and puts it in. Now Worth passes to Coloma. No good, but Penny Lou is there for the follow. Brave Christian leads 40-32. Lions continue to light it up. Worth takes the pass, backs it out, creates some space, and sinks the jumper. Now Worth picks up the loose ball, dribbles, and banks it in. The 8-0 run makes it 44-32. More Brave Christian. Windsor Worth draws 4 defenders, passes to Coloma, who then goes cross court to Paige Biggie, who rattles it in. As the Quarry Lane mascot looks on, the Cougars mount a comeback. Annie Zhang to Avery Asanjani for 3. Moments later, Zhang passes to Taylor Baker, out to Corolla Silento for 3. The rally continues. Zhang feeds Arasanjani underneath for the layup with 3:40 left. Cougars trail 48-40. Arasanjani had 12 points. Lions though responds as Winder lights it up here with the banker. Quarry Lane answers. Annie Zhang passes to Silento for another 3. That cuts the lead to 7. But Brave Christian comes right back as Worth drives in for a layup. Now Worth again attacks the rim. Her shot is in and out, but Coloma follows. She finished with 13 points and 10 rebounds. And Worth seals it at the line with free throws. She finished with 38 points, 20 rebounds, 8 blocks, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Good sportsmanship afterwards by both teams as Brave Christian goes on to defeat Quarry Lane 55-44. Windsor Worth leads the way as the Lions earn the win. Both teams advance to the North Coast Section playoffs. Quarry Lane in Division 5 and Brave Christian in Division 6. So good job by both squads in a very competitive, exciting game.
Yeah, both teams are on the rise, as you can see, making the playoffs. I think Corey Lane should change their name to the Broncos. They look like Boise State with the blue court, you know, the blue surface, one of the coolest courts I think you'll find in the Tri-Valley. Brave Christian, of course, on the girls' side, they have, when they were Valley Christian, you'll recall, they won North Coast section and you know, had some really good teams. So maybe building that back up again.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be back with more, including our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week right after these messages, so please stay with us.
Our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week is Dublin basketball player Isaiah Romero. The University of Colorado's spring signee has been on a tear lately. He recently scored 25 points in a win against Livermore, 22 in a double overtime win over Doherty Valley, 21 against Granada, and 15 in a playoff victory over Berkeley. For his excellence on the basketball court, Dublin's Isaiah Romero is our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to him. And on our next show, we'll have more boys basketball. We'll see Isaiah and the Dublin Gales as they take on the Berkeley Yellow Jackets. And we'll see the Livermore Cowboys go on the road to face the California Grizzlies. And those are going to be some highlights you will not want to miss.
Absolutely not, especially that Livermore Cal game. Boy, that was a barn burner. And Romero, you know, very fitting Athlete of the Week. He's really come on as the season has progressed, and Dublin really finishing the regular season strong and, you know, hoping to carry that momentum into the playoffs.
And he really fills up the scorebook, too. I mean, with rebounds, assists, he does it all for the Gales.
Yeah, he kicks it out to Aiden Lee and, you know, everything else. Our Tri-Valley teams are doing really well in NCS, in E-ball. I mean, they're filling the entire bracket, you know, of NCS. So it'll be fun to cover that in the next few weeks.
And we'll have some other action, a couple other games as well, but that will do it for this edition of Tri-Valley Sports Final. Tim Brady, me and Bartholomew, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.